So here we are once again with the Diarrhea. And we were at the junkyard today. And what did we find here? We found some 16-inch Jeep wheels. They're steel, so they should clean up pretty all right and spray bomb amazing. Got some Cooper Discovery all-terrains, and they are 235/70 16s. I think they ended up measuring like 26 or 27 inches. And best thing about them is they're the same bolt pattern as this monster, and they're going to fit from corner to corner within the wheel wells. My height, I don't really care about. We'll figure that out later. But they fit there and there. So I do believe we should probably get this thing up in the air and see if they will fit. That should probably work. Awesome. So if you recall, or if you don't, we tried to do this already with a set of Jeep Wrangler wheels that were 15-inch, and they did not clear this brake system. So hopefully with this 16-inch wheel, I'll be able to cover my brakes and actually bolt this thing up. The Jeep bolt pattern will fit. I've already proved that with the rear. It's the same 5 on 4.5 or whatever that metric happens to be. And they're not too far offset, so hopefully I'll still be able to turn this thing. Let's see what happens. Sounds tight. We're gonna have to get some precision hammering going on, I want to say, because it's not working too much in the rear of that thunder well. I think it's just right there. Pop that inner thunder well out. Trim it a little. What am I? Feel like my lug center, the wheel center is not big enough. Ugh. Well, we have no interference there with our hub center. It's on our coil bucket, so we'll have to fix that with the welder. The rears fit awesome. They even rotate, which is awesome. It's time to set this thing down and see how bad it really does look. Oh yeah, I just threw the arm underneath. I never looked to see if it was on anything good. That rear looks awesome. Maybe a little trimming, maybe a little coil spacing. The front needs work. Does it have any travel? Yeah, it's good. So our front is not even tight, and we have huge interferences with that spring cup. The rear is actually like in place, and we can bounce it, and that's pretty impressive. I think maybe like a 2-inch coil spacer would be pretty awesome. I think that would work really well. Up here, we definitely need to do something. Now, here's where I kind of go, how far do I want to get in here with this thing? I'm thinking it might not be a totally terrible idea to cut that spring cup off, put a little spring clamp on here, and move this up the shock body a couple inches. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of room. This also feels pretty blown. So maybe it'd be a good idea to start with a fresh strut. Maybe it'd be a good idea to go ahead and experiment with this one with a blown strut and go from there. I think we're on to something. I was also wondering if it might not be a terrible idea to take that lower control arm and moving it to the bottom of my front subframe and then creating a double shear. This one over here would have to have tabs flipped from top to bottom, and I don't know if my geometry would go along with all that. And then of course we'd have to work on something with my steering. There's all kinds of who knows what's and all that. It's also pretty clear that we have a broken sway bar, which we would pull that out anyway. I think this is awesome. My guess is that there's not going to be a whole lot of stuff behind the inner fender well, so it wouldn't be that bad idea to just cut it off, maybe here, maybe even fold it back and screw it to whatever's back there, or just pull it out and see how bad it is. I like it. I like it a lot.